How you doing? It's the Butcher here, and today I wanted to give my initial thoughts on the Gauntlet that just released. Kind of go over some things, what I think about it, and maybe some suggestions on where I think it could go. So as you can see, I've been playing my Druid. I'm currently 21st on the leaderboard. There's my score. The rank 1 score is super high for Druid. I don't know what this person did, but he must have found out like a path or something. I'm not sure. But either way, it's been out for a little bit now, so I want to give my thoughts, and I think it's a bit underwhelming. So what do I mean by that? A couple things. I think the way they have it set up, and I know it's supposed to change every week, but it's essentially Shrine Simulator right now. So if you hop in there, I don't want to hop in there right now because if I do go in, I can't actually leave. I have to quit the game and then come back out, which is also ridiculous. So if you've noticed, if you try to leave, let's say you're not having a good run, something goes wrong, whatever, you can't actually just leave. You have to leave the game. You can't just leave the dungeon. It makes no sense. But it's like Shrine Simulator right now. So first, another thing is, so like you can't view, like if they said you'd be able to see people's profile, but you can't see what they actually use to obtain the score. So basically everyone has it on, what's it called? Almost everyone had it on private, so you can't even see it. But okay, so let's take this guy right here. Right, you're able to see his gear, the skills he was using, and whatnot. So it looks like he was playing, shred build, I think? Yeah, looks like a shred build with the Spear of Lycander, which I've experimented with. I actually got a better score without it. I've been going back and forth. But anyway, so you're not really able to see anything. And that's actually what I meant to do, is look at his gear. So this guy actually does not have it there. He does have it on his boots. He has Shrine Buff Duration. Okay, and it's Shrine Simulator because of not only the shrines you get from the bosses drop, which some of them, like the Channeling Shrine, is actually worse if you're using anything like Starless Skies because you won't get that buff, so you just kind of skip over it. But it's also for the double points, which without me using any Shrine Buff Duration right now, I'm probably missing out. Not double points, however many, I can always say double, but it's a lot more points if you notice when you're playing. I don't know the exact number at the moment. You can see them right here, but I mean, if I had like good Shrine Buff Duration, I could probably, with that same run, probably crack close to the top 10. With that extra, I think you get like 25% of your amulet and like 18 or so on your boots. Does anyone have it? Yeah, 18 on your boots. So like you see, this guy has 18 on his boots, and he's got 19 on his amulet. With that, I could probably my run would have probably cracked into the top 10. But because I don't have that at the moment, I'm gonna have to like buy or roll some things with that. It doesn't. So like I said, it's like Shrine Simulator right now. Two, it's super easy. It's an absolute joke. I haven't come close to dying. You literally need no health or defense. You can just take that all out of your build. I don't know why it's set at tier 70. Well, they said why, but then they kind of backtracked on it in their latest video. So they said they wanted people in World Tier 4 to be able to like jump right into it. But then in their latest video, they said that, you know, if you're not level 100, you're going to have a tough time doing it, and you should be level 100 or else it's going to be hard. You got to throw it on the proverbial gauntlet is literally what they said. It makes no sense. It's so easy. So you're like all offense. There's like no trade-offs. There's no real thought that goes into it besides being as fast as possible, buffing the shrines as much as possible, and then just doing enough damage to just take down everything as quick as possible. There's no thought put into defense. There's no thought put into resistances. There's no thought put into literally anything else besides just speed. And it's very dumb, in my opinion. I think this should be a tier 100. This should be endgame content. They've been flashing this as endgame content. It's competitive. This is not really competitive at this point. And the actual gauntlet itself, I have a map of it. That's not it. That's when I first started drawing it before I realized that it's saved up. So that it's saved and I could just take a screenshot. But let me just pull up on these pictures here. So just drawing it out, you can see, so these are the shrines that reset the monsters. They're all on this side. There's none of those shrines on this side. There is more of the chest, but the chests are not like proportionate to actually killing the bosses and getting the double points. There might be one double point shrine on this side. They actually don't show up in this picture. I forget. But you're better off doing this until you can't do it anymore and then hopping over here. It's just the way it works. It just doesn't make sense to go to this side. I'm not sure why it's designed like that. Why don't take like 2 of these, pop them over here, spread out the bosses and whatnot. Like I think there's a boss here is why I have a circle here. I don't think there's actually one here. But you're basically just running loops around this one little area, time after time after time. And you're just hoping to get a better score. You're finding out a better route, and I get the strategy behind it, but it's so easy. It's like mind-numbing, and it's not a ton of fun at the moment. Pushing these, you can see where some of the classes are at. So, I mean, Sork, because it can go so fast, this is a crazy run, but because it can go so fast, it's winning. Necro is actually doing quite decent. Actually, probably just Bone Spear, just spamming Bone Spear through everything, and they got some movement changes. Obviously, Druid or Barb we expect to be up there. Druid's got 700, so it looks like Rogue is lagging severely behind, which is kind of funny because you think of Rogue as like the super agile class, but not really for this content. And it basically boils down to this. So you kill a boss, you run to the next one. You kill a boss, you grab a shrine, you run to the next one, kill him basically with that shrine, move to the next one, kill him with that shrine, move to the next one, however many there are, like 5 or whatever, and then you reset them, and then you do it all over again. It's Shrine Simulator. It doesn't really require... I know the better players are still coming out on top, but like I think it's going to start like mushing together. And it's just disappointing right now. It just doesn't seem, it's like half-baked. It seems like this was like whipped together in like 2 seconds. They've shown us the same exact dungeon since like BlizzCon. So like what has been going on with this? I don't really know. But it's lackluster right now. It's just missing some oomph. It's missing some challenge. It's missing really a reason to want to do it, besides if you want to get in the top 10. And then I think you get a mount cosmetic or a mount trophy if you're in the top 100, and I think that might only be like once per like the rest of the season. So if you just get in the top 100 once and you get that, and you don't really care about having your name in the Hall of the Ancients here, which you obviously can't see, you gotta wait till after the week, then it doesn't really matter. So there's not too much else I can say from initial reviews. Besides it's a bit lackluster, I will still be, trying it out, trying some new things, but if it doesn't improve, I don't know how long this is going to keep people around. I saw people literally play it once and drop off because they're like, okay. And then the fact that you can't see, like, if you're a lower player and you had no Ubers, and let's say you had a really good run and you were close to, this guy over here, you want to see? Nope, too bad. I get people wanting to have private profiles, protect their information, whatever, but you should have a snapshot of their gear that doesn't have anything to do with their profile. So it doesn't make sense to me. Overall, Gauntlet, in my opinion, is like 5 out of 10. I might be generous, honestly. As soon as they mentioned all these shrines, the guy literally doubled down in their latest video calling it Shrineception. I knew that was a bad idea. I knew it was a bad idea to have a tier 70. I knew it was a bad idea to add all those shrines. I don't know why they can't see it's a bad idea. Luckily, we're getting a PTR for like season 4 because this is stuff that really needed to be ironed out beforehand. Because I think most people that would have jumped in the game would have been like, okay, you have these shrines, they're doing all the work. If you buff the shrine duration, specifically with the double points, that's like the most important thing. So a lot of it is just coming down to your gear with specifically shrine buff duration, which no one has used, besides maybe some like niche things with the Sphere Lycander. in any build ever, but now it's like a necessity to have on your boots and your amulet. So take that for what you will. Those are my initial thoughts on. Hope you guys did enjoy. Like I said, I still will be playing around with it. I'll be updating some builds. I haven't even tried my rogue yet, so maybe I'll jump in with that in a little bit and see what's going on there. But my initial thoughts just lackluster, and there's a lot of things I think need changing. Luckily, it is weekly, so I really hope they could make these changes quick. But then again, if they take all the shrines out, then people like re-roll their gear for shrine stuff. I don't know. It's just a mess. And it, like I said, I think the main thing is just it lacks excitement. So you made this super easy dungeon with this super like simple loop and shrines doing all the work. It just lacks any excitement. So it's been the Butcher. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more, and I'll see you in the next one.